Alright, let's get down to brass tacks and give you a clear understanding of how to create users and groups in Azure Active Directory, since they're the backbone of good access control and security. Creating a secure Azure Active Directory is a fundamental, yet vital, step in managing access to resources for your organization. I promise to guide you through the process with ease and clear steps, ensuring you are well equipped to handle access control in Azure. First things first, if you haven't already, sign into the Azure portal, as this platform is where we'll create our users and groups. If you don't have a subscription yet, Azure AD for Azure resources, so let's start by signing up for an Azure AD tenant, which is essentially your secure, managed directory in Microsoft Active Directory Cloud Service. Now, to create Azure AD users, first, navigate to Azure Active Directory, and once there, click on Users and Groups on the left sidebar. Now, give us a direct link to the Groups section to head over there, but first, if you haven't created a group before, click the New Group icon. This is where we'll start building our identities from scratch. Click the Create a Group button, select the template you want. Think of it like this as the skeleton that will hold all of your users' information and permissions together. Let's name our new group. It could be engineering, marketing, or any other relevant name that will help identify what the group is all about without exposing our personal info. Once you've named it and clicked Next, give yourself a moment to consider how you want to secure access within your group. Will everyone in engineering have full access, limited access, or administrative privileges? Setting this up before adding users helps in maintaining a structured approach to access control, which is pretty standard practice. Let's fill in the details, shall we? You'll want to fill in the title, description, and access level next. While entering these details, remember, keeping the description clear will help your colleagues find the group swiftly and reduce miscommunication regarding their privileges and purposes. Once that's set, click on Add Members, and you'll need to have your colleagues' email addresses or a method to invite them into Azure AD. Once they accept, voila, they're in the group and will see their added details on their user accounts, granting them access based on the permissions set by our admin, which in this case is me. Back to our group. Under Users and Groups, we can start adding individual users. Enter all the needed details for your new person. Think about names and email addresses, and the group and permissions settings that align with your organizational rules. Invite them through Azure AD, ensuring a seamless introduction to your secure environment. Now here's a little pro tip to make this not only efficient, but ensure your users' credentials remain secure and memorable. Implement unique, yet easy to remember passwords. I highly recommend two-factor authentication as well to add that extra layer of security. Once you have your users and groups, take a moment to review your setup. You want to ensure that users have appropriate access to the tools, applications, and resources they need to perform their jobs without being able to snoop into sensitive areas not necessary for their role. Tighten permissions and roles where needed. A healthy security practice is to keep necessary access tight and as restricted as possible. Remember, creating groups and users initially might be a tedious chore, but these groups will evolve with your organization. New teams, temporary projects, or seasonal changes can often be handled by adding, removing, or modifying group members or their access rights. Maintain a routine checkup to safeguard your Azure AD and your organization's assets. I hope this gives you the grip you needed to manage Azure user creation and groups. But before you go wandering too far into the depths of managing access and security in Azure, remember to drop by neeraj.qzz.io. Here, you can find more in-depth tutorials and get hands-on training to master Azure. And don't forget to subscribe to TechLab, a fantastic resource for tech enthusiasts and professionals alike diving deep into the world of cloud services and technologies. Remember, managing Azure users and groups isn't just about giving access, but it's about providing a secure, efficient, and scalable environment that empowers your organization. With this knowledge, not only will you navigate your way around user and group management, but you'll also build trust and ensure that everyone follows best practices in cybersecurity and access control. Visit neeraj.qzz.io for more guides and hit subscribe to TechLab to continue learning and growing your Azure expertise.